What's up guys, Malakan here from MKAU Gaming, as always bringing you the latest and greatest in gaming news and reviews. As you can see in front of you, we have a lovely little care package from Wizards of the Coast. It is a little package that they've put together for us for Tarkir Dragonstorm, their latest release. So kind of keen to open these up, but just going through them quickly. We have Abzan Armor, a commander deck, which is plains, swamps, and I want to say forest, but I think I'm wrong with that. But it is a 3-color combination deck. We also have a bundle over here, which we'll go through the contents of that one shortly. We have some collector booster cards, or collector boosters I should say, and we also have a nice little light spot there. I do apologize. I'll show you that a little bit more up close shortly, as well as some play boosters. So we'll clear this up quickly. We'll have a look and see what we get inside this to begin with before moving on to the commander deck, and then we'll start opening some of these boosters. So starting us off, Magic the Gathering Tarkir Dragonstorm bundle. I've zoomed in a little bit, but it's a fairly hefty box, and what you can expect to get in this is some 14 card Tarkir Dragonstorm play boosters. You'll get 9 of those. You'll also get a pack of 30 traditional foil and regular basic land cards. So these are just your mana cards, obviously, and not necessarily picked at random, but you'll get 30 of them. I think it's about 6 of each particular color. You'll get a special alternative art traditional foil for the Temur Battle Crier. I probably said that wrong. We get a oversized spin down life counter, also known as a D20, and usually the ones in these boxes are really quite cool to look at. If you're interested in dice, I have a massive collection. I don't know why, but it is what it is. And then we also get 2 reference cards. So we'll pull this open. Now, unlike previously, I've noticed that there is a rip tab here, so we don't have to cut anything. We can just rip that and knock the lighting that we've got. And then as we open the box, we've also got the other thing which I didn't point out, but it is this. It's not a deck box, it's more of a storage case, I guess, just for any loose cards. But we also get this little artwork, I guess. It would be kind of cool to frame this, but then you've got the wording and everything down here. But still, if you were to trim it down a little bit, maybe you'd probably lose a little bit of detail on there. But you could stick it in a photo frame if that's something that takes your fancy. But what we're really here for is what's inside this. So this box is a great way to store all your cards. Ooh, we have a little bit of damage here for the tokens, but that's okay. I'm not really in it for the tokens myself. But then as we look inside, we have our glorious dice, kind of a translucent blue with silver numbering. And then they usually have, there we go, a special symbol for when you're on 20 life. I just had to check that to make sure that was number 1. But yeah, we usually have a special symbol specific to the pack that it belongs to. So we'll move that off to the side here. We'll pop the dice down. Right, as mentioned, we do have our tokens, which unfortunately these ones are a little bit damaged, but these are just a pop out card, which they can be a little bit tricky to pop out so you don't get a perfectly round circle. I've actually torn a few of these accidentally pulling them out. And then also we do get like an art card. We get this, which I cannot remember for the life of me what this piece is supposed to be. Not entirely sure what that's supposed to be at all, but there is that. And then, as mentioned, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 of our play boosters. So these contain 14 cards, and if we flip it over, not sure if you're going to be able to read that, but to give you an idea, 14 cards may contain what do we got there? May contain TDM 1 to 256, I think that says. I'm trying to read it further away from the camera so it's in frame. What do we got? 292 to 398, SPG 104 to 113, and then it includes 1 to 4 cards of rarity rare or higher with a 2 to 25% chance of 25% chance of getting 2, 2% chance of getting 3, and a less than 1% chance of getting 4, as well as, what do we got there? 3 to 5 uncommon, 6 to 9 common, and 1 land card. And then 1 card of any rarity is a traditional foil. So there you go. There is also quite a small chance of getting a borderless mythic planeswalker. It's in less than 1% of boost packs, but that'll give you an idea of what you're going to get in there. We then get these, which these contain our land cards, but they also contain, in the case of this one, because I saw it through the paper, they also contain that alternative art foil Temur Battle Crier. So there you go. If you pick up one of these boxes, one of these bundle packs, basically that's everything that you'll get in one of these. So a lot of cards, a great way to just dive in, build your own deck. But if you want to start off with a pre-built deck, and if you're looking to play Commander, we'll open that next. So this is our Abzan Armor from Tarkir Dragonstorm. Specifically, this is a Commander deck. Haven't played Commander myself, but I know a lot of people really like that particular playstyle. Now, not only do you get a pre-built deck in this, you get a collector booster sample pack, as well as, that includes 2 legendary traditional foils. This particular one, as I said, we've got Plains, Swamp, and again, I think it's Forest. It's been so long since I've played, but to give you an idea of what you can expect, we have a couple of special cards, which we'll open this up and I'll show you, but it's Felathar the Steadfast. We also get it's a 100 card deck. I think I said it was a 60 before. 10 of these are going to be new cards, as well as a card deck box, some double-sided token cards, a strategy insert, and a reference card. So we'll open this one up, same as before. We've got the pull tab on the side here. Let's see if I don't knock the lighting this time. So we open it up. We have our collector booster sample pack. So this is the same artwork that appears on the actual collector boosters, or at least the ones that we were sent, but not quite as shiny. So we'll open that one up shortly. We then have a little bit of reference paperwork. I might zoom out so you can see that a little bit better. But this will give us a bit of information, as well as we can fold it out and get some more information, as well as some awesome artwork that I think we all know by now that I really, really love about Magic the Gathering. And then we've also got our rules as well. But what we are mostly here for is probably not this, but this is our deck box. So this is designed to hold everything in here and then some. But this particular one is made out of cardboard, or cardstock even. So it is a little bit on the flimsy side, but it comes as part of this, so the price is right. We pop that down to the side. All right, this is what we were really here for. This is our pre-made Commander deck. Now, I'm not going to completely open this and show you everything that is in here. Well, I'll open it, but I'm not going to show you everything that's in here. I'll just show you the Commander for this particular one. And you can make your judgments about whether or not you'd like it based on that. So, if we put the rest of our cards down here, first cab off the rank is Felothar the Steadfast. So if you want to check out those special rules or anything, feel free to pause the video and have a look. But then we also have Betor, Ancestor's Voice. So again, feel free to pause the video here if you want to have a proper read through this. But otherwise, that is 2 of our pre-built 100 card deck. And then we have our Collector Booster Sample Pack. So we'll crack this one open, and this one, nope, it doesn't have that. So we'll open that up. All right, so keep in mind, this is just a sample of what you would find in here. And I've just noticed I've got the box in the frame. And also a lot of light there, so you can't read that. I do apologize. So, we have just a little reference card here. So feel free to scan that one and see where it goes. We have this card out of that sample pack. The Rot Curse, try saying that 20 times fast. Rot Cursed Rakshasa. Okay, I butchered that name, but anyway, again, feel free to pause the video should you want to read that. And then we got the Jeskai Shrinekeeper, which I really like the artwork for that, especially around the edges here. So that gives you a little bit of an idea as to what you will receive in a commander pack should you decide to pick one up and you've never picked one up before. And obviously, as mentioned, 100 or so cards. And then there is a little bit of a rules guide as well, just to give you an idea of the different formats as well as what is involved during your turn. But what I'm probably most excited for is the bigger versions of what these two came in. We're going to crack right onto that now. Alright, so we're going to start off the actual proper opening so we can look at a few cards as opposed to just the ones that you're guaranteed to get in certain packs. And we're going to start off with these collector boosters. So the collector boosters are fantastic for people that really just want to collect cards. They're a great way to get some of the more valuable cards, some of the more alternative art styles, and if you really like shiny things like I do, more likely to get a bunch of foil cards in these as well. So 15 cards, you can potentially get, what was it, 5 cards of rarity rare or higher, 3 to 5 uncommon, 4 to 6 common, and a land card. There's also less than 1% chance of getting a headliner card in these boosters as well. But you're here to see what is actually inside these. So as mentioned, if you're interested in collecting cards over playing, these are going to be your go-to boosters. So they do have a little tear slip up the top here. Not sure if you can quite see that, but it allows you to just do that. And then you can much more easily open them. So, doesn't mean you can get the cards out easily though. That's a lie, you can, I'm just awkward. Alright, so the first thing we get, or we got, is a token. So it is a shiny, it is a foil. And they have a couple of different types printed on the front and the back. But then the actual cards themselves, the Scavenger Regent, which this whole setup of having two things side by side, that's all completely new to me. As is having the dual artwork. I mean, I know we've seen it before in unboxing videos that I've done, but having two-sided cards has always struck me as a little bit of a strange one, but that's purely because I always played the traditional version of Magic. Eshki Dragonclaw. And, whoop, not double-sided. A Dragonfire Blade. And again, feel free to pause the video should you wish to read the cards more. Tevil's Judgment. Awaken the Honored Dead. Again, this style here is very new to me. Never played a game mode that has used that. Maybe I should change that. We have a shiny land card. We have a Boulderborn Dragon. I want to say Karakik Guardian. Sage of the Fang. Iridescent Tiger. Nice and shiny, so definitely some iridescence there. Veteran Ice Climber. I feel like I've seen one of these before. Not sure why. But this creature can't be blocked. They're always fun. Especially when you have plenty of +1 or +2 tokens to put out. Champion of Dusan. Tempest Hawk. Riverwalk Technique. And I think this is the last one. Yep, Sandskidder Outrider. So that was our first pack. So we'll pop those off to the side. And we'll open the next one. Alright, once again we have our token. So we've got an elephant on this side, and as we flip it over we have a token artifact. Scalding Tarn. It is only single-sided. Tevel, Arbiter of Virtue. A Herd Heirloom. And then, not double-sided. Protector of the Wastes. Sage of the Skies. Some absolutely gorgeous forest artwork. It almost looked like it was a little bit holographic when I first looked at it, but now that I'm looking at it a little bit more closely, not so much. Storm Shriek Feral, which is nice and cool. Not double-sided. Riling Dawnbreaker. Marshal of the Lost. Strategic Betrayer. And again, you really have to admit that the artwork on these is absolutely incredible. Regardless of what series, they're always releasing something that just, it's ridiculously eye-catching. That's all I can say. We got Lightfoot Technique. We actually got a couple of different land cards in this pack. What do we got? This one enters tapped and it can either be mountain or forest. And then finally we have Worthy Cost the Sorcery. And then we'll open our last collector booster before we move on to some of the play boosters that we've got here as well. Alright, so we have a copy token, which also turns over into a monk. Dracogenesis. That'd be a fun one to play in a dragon deck. Kishla Village. Sage of the Skies, which I think we opened one of these before, but maybe it was a different artwork. Welcome the Dead. We have another land card. And another land card, but this one is Dragon's Eye. I really like that. Breaching Dragonstorm. I feel like we opened one of those before as well. Durga Island Dragon. I'm butchering these names, I know. Twinmore Stormbrood. Jeskai's Shrine Keeper. I think I opened one of those up before as well. The enchantment Breaching Dragonstorm. Meticulous Artisan. Arashin Sunshield. Another Durga Island Dragon. Had to pause in because I know I said that wrong. And I think another Windscarred Crag. So this is just a rough idea of what you could find in your collector boosters if that's something that interests you. Of course, you can play with these cards. There's nothing stopping you from doing so. It's just a lot of people like to keep shinies. I know that was a massive thing I always tried to look for when I was buying and playing back in high school. It was all about the shiny cards. But yeah, quick idea of what you can expect out of a collector booster. Alright, so lucky last, we've also received 6 of these play boosters. So as mentioned, these are 14 card boosters. I know I've already gone through what you can expect to get in these. We're only going to open a couple of packs, so we might open these 2. These can sit off to the side for the moment, and we'll crack right in. Now, these also don't appear to have that handy little tear here thing, so opening it the old-fashioned way. So 14 cards. Let's have a look and see what we get. So, a Rescue Leopard, Delta Bloodflies, Anok Wanderer. I think I've opened one of those before because that artwork looks a little bit familiar. Whoop, whoop, almost dropped some. What do we got? River Walk Technique, Coordinated Maneuver. And again, feel free to stop the video or pause the video and have a look at the cards, read what they do. Reigning Victor, Wingspan Stride, Starry-Eyed Skyrider, Dragonclaw Strike. I was about to say Shrike then, that would have been wrong. Reverberating Summons. Apparently I cannot talk properly today. Flamehold Grappler. A Veteran Ice Climber, and it's shiny. We have a dual land card, a Jungle Hollow. And then we have a token Zombie Druid or Treasure. So that was our first booster pack. Let's have a look and see what's in our second. If we can open this one. This one's gonna, there we go. Thought that one was gonna give me some struggles. Go away, rubbish. Alright, so Adorned Crocodile. Feel free again to pause the video and read what's on the cards. Salte Devotee. The Ice Ridge Serpent. Salt Road Pack Beast. Narset's Rebuke. Stormstrike Feral. I think we opened one of those in one of the other packs. Gormag Nightwatch. Mordoom Monument. An Attuned Hunter. The Hardened Battle Veteran. 100 Battle Veteran, sorry. Ferocious Forebear. Severance Priest. A Shocking Sharpshooter. Swiftwater Cliffs, and this one's, I think I said that with a T at the end. There's no T at the end of that. but a dual island mountain land card. And then another token, which is copy or a monk. So that should give you a bit of an idea as to what you might find in these packs. So, as always, a huge thank you to the teams at Wizards of the Coast and Magic the Gathering for sending us this awesome little care package. If you're interested in grabbing the Tarkir Dragonstorm Commander deck, or maybe the bundle, even just one of the booster packs, head on down to your local gaming store and grab them. They should be available well and truly by now with this video going live. And yeah, that's a brief taste of what you can find in these boxes. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Let us know down below what card you've seen so far with what I've opened was your favorite, but also let us know what you're hoping to find in here. What card are you chasing? Because I'd definitely be keen to check it out. But otherwise, thank you very much, guys. We'll see you next time.